This one was cracked at the top. Same with that one. And then these weren't cracked as bad. So I'm just kind of getting all the tape residue off, but dang, that worked really, really well, you guys. Hey, y'all. It's a beautiful day here at Island Marina. We are gonna work on that today. So all of that is basically this that needs to be put together and installed. So yeah, might need to do some epoxy because we want to do this correctly with drill fill drill. I'm gonna try to avoid any additional epoxy because some of the holes that were already there, I already filled them. So it should just be a drill, but if we need to drill fill drill, that's okay too. Alright, check it out. This is going in pretty good. So I got my butyl, and then a strip of butyl all the way back here, and then butyl around that bolt, and that bolt. It's gonna be nice and water, yeah, we'll say watertight. It's gonna be good. Oh, check it out. Look at that. Big barge going through. Anyway, life on the river, right? Okay, so next is tighten up the through bolts. Let's go ahead and do it. It's getting late, but I kind of want to get this wrapped up. We're gonna keep going. Okay, there's my 3 bolts right there. 1, 2, 3. All squeezed out with good butyl squeeze out. 1, 2, 3, and then butyl all back there. Back here, I didn't. I laid the butyl down so I wouldn't get squeeze out because I don't really want squeeze out right there. Because if water comes down in here, I really don't want water resting on this. I want it to kind of roll off. So my intention is to leave like just a little channel back here. So if the water does get down here, it'll either go this way or that way, and then roll, kind of go that way or this way. I don't know. All right, this is ready to go back on. Check it out. Pretty cool. One thing I did differently was I through bolted all of these. Before it was just these like tiny little screws. Check out those little things. So it was just a threaded little screw cut off to fit in there, and that didn't work. I mean, it probably worked for a little while. So, I mean, and this thing obviously didn't fall off. It was still connected, but not my style. So instead, we're through bolting this on. And again, some of the epoxy cracked, like that one and that one. So whatever, it is what it is. Progress, not perfection. And then on this side, I just went with the the little screws that were in there, and those took to the wood nice, so no problems there. So now it's just a matter of taking this outside and putting it in place. Check it out. Looks pretty good. I like it. As compared to that, we have this. And then the fuel gauge is going to mount up right in there. But before I mounted the fuel gauge, I wanted to protect it from the weather with this piece. And I think we've accomplished that. So the one thing I got to do is come back in here and fill these with some plugs. Let me show you what I mean by that. So I bought these thinking they would be the right size. So these are replacement plugs for teak. And then this was ridiculously expensive. Like, I don't even know how much. And it's clearly too small. So then I was like, well, wait a minute. If they can make these, I can make these. So I bought plug cutters. And this one's a 3/8, and that's the size that we need. And I just got a 1/2 inch too. Just because, you know, you can always make our own plugs now. So with this plug cutter, I took an old piece of teak here, and this teak actually was a leftover from our companionway step rebuild. So I just used the plug cutter to cut out some teak from just basically leftover teak that we had to replace. So we replaced this one with new teak because see how bad it is. It's kind of broken up and cracked. So we did replace this with new teak in our companionway storage. But I thought, wow, this is a perfect use to make some plugs. So with our plug cutter, I cut some plugs out of this teak. Check it out. So these are using the 3/8, and these will go in right in here. So you just it's a friction fit really right now, but what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to use just a little bit of varnish to act as the glue. If you use epoxy in the sun, the epoxy that we have is not very UV stable, so eventually that epoxy will yellow in the sun. So I'm just going to use a little bit of varnish for the glue, and then tap in our little plug, and then just kind of saw it off and sand it down, and then go back over it with a cover coat for the epoxy, or sorry, for the varnish, a final varnish on all this. So, hey y'all. We're back on the boat. So today we're going to basically plug that hole. That's the goal. Plug that hole with that. So that'll sit over the hole, and then fuel gauge will probably sit like off center a bit. We'll see which one makes the most sense. Probably not right in the middle, because if we ever wanted to, like, I don't know, have like something here, like maybe like a well, I don't have one to show you guys, but like a USB plug here so you can like charge your device out in the cockpit, or like a switch here or something, who knows. But we'll off center it a little bit to give us some room on that panel. Okay, moment of truth. Here we go. I got my spot marked right here. After a lot of measuring and positioning and holding this up, that's where we're gonna go. Here we go.
Smoking.
Okay, so this was a pretty cool trick. So the hole I needed was just a little bit bigger than this 2 inches. So I started sanding in there, and then I was like, well, wait a minute. What if I just wrap this around that and then put the sandpaper in that in the hole and just go at it? And boom, that worked out really well. Now it's like a really tight friction fit that I can't get out, so I'm gonna have to go back there and push it out. But sandpaper trick on a hole saw to just make it a little bit bigger. Who knew? I mean, probably someone knows, but first time I was trying it. Pro tip there. So now I'm gonna pull this out, and I'll probably sand it a little bit more, but this has to come out because I can't hook it up yet. And it's stuck in there, so, but it's looking good. Check that out. Let's keep going. All right, check it out. Doesn't that look pretty nice? And then this will just slide in right there. Isn't that cool looking? Okay, wanted to show you guys something I came up with. So that slides in here. It's pretty good friction fit, but over time with changes in temperature, and which expands and contracts these 2 different materials, vibrations, we don't want to risk this falling out, even though it's a pretty good friction fit. I just don't want to leave it in there like that. So the idea that I had was a hose clamp with a bit of rubber on it, so that way when we go to put this back in, like so, we can just put that on there like that, kind of squeeze it up in there as far as we can go. And then just tighten down this hose clamp. Of course, I got it out of its track. I had to loosen it to get this rubber piece on. There we go. Not too tight because it's an electronic. But yeah, now there's no way that thing is coming out of there. So yeah, so this will just squeeze up against the other side of the fiberglass and snug itself right in. So yeah, I'm kind of okay with that. All right, well, so I promised my editor that we would end it here for tonight. I mean, clearly this project's not done. Look at those little family. How cute is that? What do you think, huh? What do you think, huh? What do you think? Did you want to make some friends? Beautiful day to be at the marina today. Look how high the water is. You can basically see the parking lot. Mount Hood has lost 3 feet of snow in like 8 days because it's been pretty warm out for this time of year. Still has decent snowpack up there, but yeah, that's why the water's really so high, is because all the snow melts in the Cascades. But today, mid to high 70s and breezy, so it should be a beautiful day on the boat. I brought my little helper. We've got some great projects to finish up and dig into today, so it'll be a good day. Get a lot done, I think. We're so close to a major milestone. So, but we'll talk about that more when I get there. You guys will have to follow along. We'll see you in soon. Well, hello, little deck mate. Yeah. You take a nap? Nope. Daddy, you spoke to me. Give me all of your attention, Daddy. No, baby. Go take a nap. Daddy's got boat work to do. Yes! So we are here Saturday morning. Devin's out actually on a neighbor's boat. A neighbor, like, they have a boat like a couple slips down from us. And so she left yesterday, spent the night on the boat. They're gonna sail around and explore the river tomorrow, come back. Wait, no. Today they're doing the exploration sailing. Then tomorrow they're coming back, Sunday. So we've got a good solid like 2 days where we can just do boat work. I mean, Devin never prevents me from doing boat work, but I kind of feel guilty, like us not spending time together all the time. Because really, if I'm not on the boat, I'm like working. So anyway, it's good for us. But yeah, we'll get a lot of work done this weekend, won't we? Especially with your help. Yeah, especially with your help. All right, so today what we're gonna do is hopefully, boom, get this thing installed. So we've been working really hard on our little plate here, and that goes there. First things first, though, I'm gonna replace the old halogen style light with an LED. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like, so this is the old style of bulb, and then I just found this little number on it. Let me see if I can pull this out without breaking anything. Boom. Yeah, so this 194 12 volt 3.4 watts I just looked that up. 194. Boom. So that's pretty cool. 12 volt, 0.5 watts. 3.4 on the old style and 0.5 on these LEDs. So every little bit counts, right? So we're gonna go ahead and get that LED installed here, and then we can start hooking up all the wiring and the juice, the electrical juice, and then we can kind of run it through our panel here and put on our securing plate or our securing band or on the back and get it all installed. So that's the goal for the immediate term. We're gonna be here a while, so I'm gonna take you on an adventure for a few different projects today, I hope. But we'll see. You know how boat work goes, 16 times longer and 42 times more expensive than you think. So I'll be optimistic though. But hey, we'll bring you along and let's have some fun. Okay, so we have our filled holes here. Gotta get off some of this tape, but those came out all right for our drill fill drill. So those are drilled and filled, and then we drill again. I'm not really happy with how sharp this is in here. Actually, I cut my finger on it too, so I'm gonna just take a little bit of sandpaper and sand this all around in there, because we will have wires coming through, and I don't want them chafing on that sharp edge. So we'll just knock it down with our little sanding guy there. But yeah, this is gonna come together quite nice, I think. So I'm excited to get it hooked up and show you how it looks. All right, it's gonna go in. So I got butyl there, obviously butyl around the whole thing. So butyl on each of the through bolts. And then I even did a little bit of butyl over here too. You can kind of see it. I'm not super happy with it, but whatever. I'd rather have a little squeeze out than water in my core. That sounds weird. You know what I mean, the butyl squeezing out. Yeah, but it's going good, and I got all the wires hooked up. I got my LED light in there. So yeah, now it's just a matter of pushing it in and getting our hardware on and tightening it down, and then flipping it on to make sure it still works. Actually, I should probably do that right now, huh? Before I put it all together. Let's make sure. Let's make sure it works. Sure does. Whew. Getting warm. 81 in the boat and 74 outside. Sounds about right. But we're making huge progress. Let's go take a look. First, let's switch on our power. Then, check it out. So you can see the gauge through here. But if you want a better view, boom. How cool is that? Doesn't that look cool? Done. Wiring organization below here aside, it's done. Sure does look pretty, all sanded up and varnished. So anyway, that's good enough for now. I'm gonna move on to some other things because we still got plenty of daylight, and of course, lots to do. Always lots to do. It's a lot to do, but it's a yacht of love. See you guys.